That is Taichung in a bowl right there.
老板娘请你。
哦，真的，谢谢谢谢。这个是从来打架，对不对？打架，台中打架。
哎，台中名产。
In a recent video, I introduced 4 foods from the 4 corners of Taiwan to some international representatives, and I introduced a central option as Taiyang Bing.
Oh, Taiyang Bing.
Taiyang Bing. Now, although the 4 international representatives loved the Taiyang Bing I gave them, there were several comments on the video claiming that Taichung people don't actually eat it. So this inspired me to do a little bit of research and look into some other Taichung only foods, go eat them and share them with you here on the channel. So to start this video of Taichung only foods, I have come in search of this very famous Taichung dish. This is known as Maitang, or as it's colloquially known in Taiwanese, Maitang. Excuse my terrible pronunciation. And let me tell you, this was not easy to find. I've already been halfway across the city to one famous location, which was unfortunately sold out. 不好意思，你们有麻印吗？有。麻印卖完了。卖完了。OK， 我应该明天回来。谢谢谢谢。But after a little bit of googling, I found it here at Taichung Second Market. 不好意思，我找麻印。麻印，麻印，找到麻印给他点很好，知道？妙，多专。做专。好。Oh, meow. Oh, okay. 好，谢谢。And after a little bit of hunting through the maze that is Taichung Second Market with its 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th streets, I eventually found it. And the gentleman making it here was very happy to answer my question when I asked him why it's only famous in Taichung. 这个就是台中有的，对不对？对，台中夏天才有。你知道为什么啊？为什么台北没有？为什么高雄没有？
为什么？因为做这个太费工了。你如果吃的人不多，生意会做不起。
啊，了解。So yes, thanks to that guy for the historical and cultural lesson, but I know what you guys are here to see. You guys are here to see me eat, so time to get this muaing down the hatch for the first time. Pretty sure this is my first time. It does remind me of a flavor I've had before, so forgive me if I'm saying this is my first time and I've had it before. But as you can imagine, with a bowl full of leaves such as this, an incredibly leafy, grassy flavor, the soup itself has a little bit of a salty edge to it, a little bit bitter, but I think that's supposed to be like that. Oh my god, I love it. And after a little bit of research, I discovered that this is actually made from something called jute, which is a crop grown in Asia, Southeast Asia, also used to make fibers and strings, but the leaves are incredibly healthy, very good in assisting digestion, although I did read that if you have kidney problems or you're undergoing dialysis or kidney washing, as it's known in Taiwanese, then you probably should avoid it, as it can put your kidneys under a little bit of stress when eating it. Apparently so. And just in case you thought this dish could not get any more Taiwanese, there's a couple of big chunks of sweet potato at the bottom, which is the traditional way of serving this dish. And as Taiwan is known as the sweet potato island, it's the perfect accompaniment, perfect breakfast, and a super traditional Taichung only dish. I've just discovered an extra special ingredient that I wasn't expecting. There's some fish in there. 不好意思，这个有鱼吗？鱼，小鱼是什么？bulai. Okay. Apparently they're known as bulai. No idea what they are, but they look very interesting, and I'm sure they added a bit of extra protein to the dish. So while I've got you here watching me eating at the very start of the video, I'm going to ask you something that I don't often ask you anymore on this channel, and that's, can you please subscribe to the channel? I've just hit 290,000 subscribers. Would love to get to 300,000 as soon as possible. I'm going to visit William in September and would love to let him know when I get there that his daddy has 300,000 subscribers. So a little black button underneath the video, hit subscribe, show your support. It's free and it really helps me out on the channel. Cheers. And that was absolutely delicious. The grassiness and the bitterness of it seemed to ebb away as I ate more and more of it, as I got used to the flavor. But considering it's just a soup, really filling, and at $50, not too cheap, not too expensive. CP high how. Of course, there are cheaper soups available, but for me, I'll give that a 3.9 out of 5. But no time to hang around. We still have lots of Taichung only foods to get to. So that brings us on to our next food, which is going to be Taichung Damian Gang. And it's closed. What the hell is going on today? Everywhere I go, it's either sold out or closed. Time to find another Damian Gang here in Taichung. We found a Damian Gang shop that's open. So let's try that again. So that brings us on to our next food, which is going to be Damian Gang. Yes, let's get inside, get some cheap noodles eaten. What's our Damian Gang? So yes, we finally got our hands on some Damian Gang, and the shop that I'm actually sitting at is apparently one of the most famous shops in Taichung for eating this dish, and I've actually been here before. We filmed this with Prozzy on his channel. I mean, this is about as traditional as Taiwanese food can get.
Yeah.
And from what I can remember, I enjoyed it much more than Prozzy did.
I think it doesn't really have a ton of flavor.
But anyway, I'm happy to be sitting in front of a nice hot steaming bowl of Damian Gang, and I know you guys are just waiting for me to slurp these noodles down. 哦，真的，谢谢，谢谢。Wow, the generosity really never stops. We've been treated to some cha sao, bit of ginger, bit of oil, crispy breaded outer skin. That in itself is enough for me. That is so good. So thanks to Laban for treating me to that extra special little dish. But the reason we are here is for these extra special Damian Gang, these big, fat, thick noodles. And the reason that they're fat and thick is that they're actually cooked with sodium bicarbonate, sudafen, which makes them fill out, become bigger, and fill you up a little bit more. And this is because after the Second World War, when money wasn't very prevalent and a lot of people were poor and needed full bellies, they would eat the cheapest noodles they could find, which was just these Damian Gang, and they wouldn't have any extra side dishes or accompaniments with it, just the noodles, just to get their bellies as full as possible. The texture of these noodles, you can really feel that they've been expanded out. It looks really thick and heavy, but it's actually quite a light, soft noodle. As I said earlier, they would originally only eat the noodles by themselves when they had no money for extra ingredients, but now we've got all sorts of things in here. There's spring onion, there's some little mini baby shrimp, is it? Not too sure. And of course, a large helping of soy sauce for that extra salty flavor. And of course, as this is a Taichung only dish, I asked the Laban when I was ordering why she thinks this is not popular in Taipei or Kaohsiung. 你知道为什么吗？
不知道，从以前就只有台中有。
Okay, so not everybody knows why. The important thing is it's delicious and it's available in my city. I really like Damian Gang. I think it's a delicious, filling, flavoursome dish. Yes, in the past it might have been boring with just eating the noodles by themselves. I can imagine how people sort of look down on it, but of course it's got much more ingredients now. Still a very cheap food, 35 NT for that big bowl of Damian Gang. So although it's not something I eat very often, it's something I really enjoy, and I think that's how Taiwanese people feel about it too, especially here in Taichung where it's more popular. It kind of reminds them of their grandmother's cooking, trying to fill the family as cheaply and efficiently as possible. So a rating for me is a 4.3 out of 5, which I think a large proportion of is because I feel like I'm eating a little bit of history, a little bit of culture, a really Taiwanese, Taichungese dish. But as you can no doubt see, I'm starting to sweat here as it gets closer to lunchtime. So what I think now, time for me to go and get a drink, and we're going to be looking for a drink that can really help me cool down in this summer weather. And in search of that cooling drink, I've come here to罗氏秋水茶, where apparently they have a very special Taichung only tea. It's going to help me cool down and get ready for the foods I'm going to eat in the afternoon. Hi, 你好。我叫秋水茶，这个是台中有名的饮料，对不对？
对，罗氏秋水茶。
罗氏什么意思
What's the name?
Ah, the guy who made it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
May I help you?
Okay. 你帮我。哇。Okay.
For you.
非常好，谢谢。多少钱
No.
哦，一定要付。
It's okay.
Oh my.
And you can please here.
Okay, so once again, as you may have seen from the girl behind me, she wouldn't let me pay for this, but this is a $24 drink, very reasonable, cheaper than cola, cheaper than any other soft drink you're gonna get. It's a little bit like a herbal tea, and it has a real cooling effect. When you're really boiling hot in this sweltering Taiwan heat, this is the perfect remedy, and it's my first time, so let's give it a try, see if it helps me cool down a little bit. Oh wow, that's good. That is not as herbal as I expected it to be. It's got a real subtle hint of herbs and flavors, whatever the ingredients are inside. Somewhere between like a donggua cha and a hong cha. And I was just introduced by the girl working here to this set of ingredients. These are all of the ingredients that are found inside this Chou Shui Cha. Oolong tea, mint, orange skin, hawthorn, grass jelly, and kugua, some bitter melon. So there's lots of ingredients in this one drink, but they all combine perfectly to make a real delicious drink, but also very cooling, and I guess it's pretty healthy. And no, this is not a sponsored video. It may look like it the way I'm introducing these ingredients, but this is genuinely a drink invented by a Taichung person for the people of Taichung, and it's not available anywhere other than the shop here in Taichung. Now I think it's time to get on to a couple of sweets, so we're going to head back across the city to a department store where we can find the next Taichung Only food. Okay, and for the first of the sweet treats that we are going to be trying only from this list of Taichung Only foods, we are going to start with a Nayo Soo Bing, which originated in the district of Dajia, which the clerk here at the store had some trouble understanding my pronunciation of. 这个是从来大家，对不对？大家，台中大家。
台中名产。
But eventually she understood what I was talking about. 我说大家妈祖的大家。
哦，大甲，对，
大甲，
对。
不好意思，我的音调很烂。
中文讲很好。
哪里？ And I got my hands on some Nayo Soo Bing, but these are Nayo Soo Bing, smaller versions of what we're going to talk about. Now, these are very similar to a Taiyang Bing, which is the food that I introduced to the ambassadors as the representative of Central Taiwan, of Western Taiwan. So, Western Taiwan, we all know where that is. It's my first time trying it, and I'm going to discuss some of the differences between Soo Bing and Taiyang Bing. My research tells me that they're both made from noodle flour, sugar, and malt. And interestingly, they're both made with pork fat, making them unsuitable for vegetarians and vegans. But there are some distinct differences. A Soo Bing originally was much bigger, more like 15-20 centimeters, whereas a Taiyang Bing is about 6 to 8 centimeters. But now they've changed and made these smaller Soo Bings are more like a one-person Soo Bing. One of the big differences is that the Soo Bing, the Soo Bing, has a thicker bottom but a lighter, more airy, crumbly, flaky pastry on the top. So, as a professional Taichung foodie resident, you have to be able to spot the difference between a Taiyang Bing and a Soo Bing. And I can definitely see that it's a little bit different. But the filling itself, I think it's that malt chewy goodness, is very similar. And crumbliness, I would say it's tabutor. Both very delicious and both very famous here in Taichung. I'm going to give that a solid 4.0 out of 5. For me, still a little bit too dry, still leaves you on to the next or final food, which is going to be a staple, famous Taichungese dessert. And for that extra special Taichung only dessert, we have come to the world famous Fong Ren Bing. Maybe not world famous, at least famous all around Taiwan. But this restaurant has an incredible 60 years of history and was started by a gentleman with the name Chen Fong Ren, which is kind of like it is his name, but it's also a play on words. It sounds a little bit like a crazy person, and he opened his first restaurant right here in this very location in the 50s. And Fong Ren Bing is a type of zua bing where there's crushed ice with a bit of ice cream, some extra ingredients that you can choose, but I've gone for the zhonghe because it gives me the opportunity to taste as many ingredients as possible. There's ice cream, red beans, mango, maybe some sweet potato, maybe some taro, tenzu, peanuts, and of course a bottom layer of crushed shaved ice. That is Taichung in a bowl right there. Okay, so let the history lesson commence. When Mr. Chen Fong Ren opened up the restaurant many years ago, he started out with just 4 simple flavors: starfruit, black tea, sour plum, and pineapple. He then added to the menu as he learned more and more. He would read on how to prepare red beans and how to make ice cream, and then his menu grew and grew, became more and more famous. The peanuts are definitely one of my favorite ingredients. From where I come from, peanuts are always hard and crunchy, but here they kind of boil them, make them really soft, and it kind of blends into the ice cream, gives the ice cream that extra nutty flavor, almost like a peanut paste or a peanut cream in your mouth. One other reason that this dessert became more famous and more outstanding than some other shaved ice shops is the ice cream that he made. He developed a technique of making the ice cream from kalpis or kai pisu, which at the time, a couple of generations ago, was a really special ingredient, something that was more rare and exceptional compared to other drinks and other sodas at the time. So using the kalpis to make the ice cream really made him stand out and differentiate himself from the competition. So let's talk turkey, let's talk money, how much this actually costs. Now, a normal standard Fong Ren Bing is going to cost you $50, but the Zhonghe, the mixed recipe, is going to set you back $70. So that's just over $2 for an absolutely huge serving of a very traditional Taiwanese dessert, and it is so good. It is so delicious. If you watch my videos for any amount of time, you'll see that I sweat profusely, especially during summer in Taiwan. So stopping off at a Fong Ren Bing to help yourself cool down is an absolute necessity and something that definitely helps boost this score up. I'm gonna make this my star dish of the day, 4.8 out of 5. The only way it could be better is if they manage to fit some alcohol, some gaoliang or some beer in there. But yeah, 4.8 out of 5 for this Fong Ren Bing. Another dish completely finished. Let's get outside, wrap this video up. Whoa, okay, so there you have it. 5 Taichung Only foods and drinks, only available here in this awesome central city. So if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I know lots of you watching are not subscribed to the channel, but I really want to get over that 300,000 subscribers ASAP. And of course, your comments are very much welcome down in the comment section below. Please let me know if there's anything you think I missed. Let me know your favorite food or drink that I tried today. And of course, if you just want to have a chat, let me know in the comment section down below. I do my best to reply to all comments as soon as possible. But as for now, it's always time to say thanks for watching. So I'll see you next time in My Life in Taiwan. Peace! Bye-bye!